Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am AmalgamAsh. It is upon us. Smile Game Builder's sequel tool, RPG developer Bakin, is coming. It is inevitable, and when it drops, it's going to be amazing. In the meantime, smileboom are doing their best to answer what questions they can using the Steam forums, and I would like to go over some of these questions and answers with you. I need to pay way more attention to the Steam forums. Estefanio asks, Portuguese translation for the program, please? Smileboom says, for the time being, we'll only support Japanese and English. If we receive more requests in the future, we will consider supporting other languages. If you are a native speaker of Spanish, Portuguese, any other language, and you would like to see more translations to this engine, please, even if it's not available now, reach out to Smileboom and request that it be done. I'm saying this as an English speaker. However, if you can understand me and you are bilingual and you can help me spread the word to our friends who speak the other languages, please do so. Some basic questions by JDI Perla. Are you announcing a release date yet for the software? Your Steam DB page seems to indicate September. I would like to save up for this, but would like to know the initial cost of this. Be ahead of time to save up. How much will it cost in release? And I know it said no programming is necessary, but will we be able to script if we want to? Will there be an option to port to mobile and or consoles? Will our older projects and DLCs work with RPGDB? Will there be a character creator? Smileboom has graciously answered a lot of these. C# support is planned. However, since we need to adjust the functionality and provide references so that anyone can use it, we plan to release it as a beta version at the time of early access. So that is extremely exciting. Very happy to read that. We will have some C# support. We don't know what the extent of that is, and it will be in beta when this releases on early access or in early access, but they are definitely going to be depending on us to provide whatever feedback we can to them and let them know what we would like to see. We are planning to develop a Unity exporter. Now, I have some thoughts on this, and I know that a lot of you guys do as well. The Unity exporter that exists for Smile Game Builder is a completely separate software. It's a DLC. It's possible this time around that this doesn't need to be a separate DLC, but we'll see. It's too early to tell. They don't have any other information at this time. But keep in mind, the Unity exporter is only necessary if you're planning to export outside of the Windows PC platform. Unity supports basically every platform that exists out there, so the exporter is really just a middleware. So I didn't have a problem paying for the Unity exporter because I considered it a one-time cost to get my game out to any platform I could possibly imagine. And it's like a perpetual license to apply to any of my other games as well. I know that's not the reality of it, but thinking about it that way, it was easy for me to make the purchase. It is possible to load Smile Game Builder data. However, some functions have different specifications and are not fully compatible. Details will be announced separately. That's a big one for a lot of us making projects in Smile Game Builder. So this is our confirmation that Smile Game Builder projects will load in Bakin. We will be able to open our SGB projects in Bakin and see them in this beautiful new environment, this new 64-bit environment that supports all of this awesome lighting and different elevations and things that we've seen in the trailers. However, it's without a doubt that we're going to have events that have different parameters, even though they're identical to the old events. If they have even one more parameter for us to control, the old event won't have any way to translate into that new environment, and it won't be compatible. So we'll look forward to details that will be announced separately. I'll make sure to cover them here on the channel. DLC can be used once exported from the Smile Game Builder. This is a bit ambiguous, but no matter how you interpret it, this is a confirmation that we'll be able to use Smile Game Builder DLC in Bakin. At the time of early access, there is no character generation function. However, we understand that there is a high demand for this feature. So there you go. You don't have to continue requesting that. They already understand that the demand for that feature is high. Let's take a look at some other questions and answers. And this is a big one that a lot of people kind of jump to conclusions on. Does this mean Smile Game Builder no longer gets updates or is abandoned? This is important because there's a lot of people who believe SGB is unfinished or needs more, or they paid for it and they didn't get what they paid for. That sort of thought process I don't understand because it's a transparent software. It's right there. You get what you pay for in the description. You can make a JRPG without programming experience. I think that there is a lot of arbitrary comparing this to other tools that have more functionality or different functionality, and kind of placing some blame because it doesn't get to have the functionality that other programs do. But I think that's kind of like buying a banana and being angry that it doesn't taste like a pizza. You understand what this is when you get it, and you understand that you can do what it says it can do. So I'm not totally sure why the chagrin, why the criticism around that, where I've seen it. I've also read that some people think it's a big DLC grab, just with a whole bunch of different microtransactions. It's not the case. The base system is very functional. You don't need anything else to use it, except if you want to export your games to something else, some other platform other than Windows PC, you will need the Unity exporter. And that's already so much more than so many other RPG making tools give us, because they only support Windows. But the answer to this question has exceeded my expectations. It's blown me away. Smileboom says, "We understand that there are many users who continue to create great works with Smile Game Builder. We'll continue to update and maintain Smile Game Builder in the future. I just want to remind everybody that SGB came out in 2016. 2016 is when SGB arrived, and they are going to continue supporting it even after releasing this updated software. That is way more than I can say for a certain other company that releases new versions of its RPG tool software, and then they don't support the ones that are older." BlitzX101 says, "Questions! Is the early access build far off, or is it coming sooner than we think? When do we think it's coming?" Also another question, "Do you think local co-op with 2 or more players would be possible to develop? Or maybe even a multiplayer experience?" Smileboom answers, "More details on when early access will be available will be announced at a later date. We are considering a relatively early release. As for local co-op, we are actually working with several staff members to produce a sample game. However, we believe that there are many problems in the current situation. We hope to improve this through early access." Yeah, that's exciting. Combate! Sorry, I got carried away. That's very exciting. The RPGs that can be created with the standard functions of this tool are offline type RPGs that can be played alone. We cannot say for sure, but there is a possibility that users can create games with a multiplayer experience by extending the functions themselves with C#. Now, it's too early to say anything, okay? That's a very vague statement on purpose, but I also want to point out that Patchwork is, as of the time of this video, trying to create a Smile Game Builder game with the Unity exporter and the functionality that can be added with Unity, what little that can be, to create a Smile Game Builder online multiplayer game. So we'll see where that goes. If he does it, he's going to be the first brilliant madman to have accomplished that goal. I don't even know what to think about that if he gets that going. All right, one more from RPG Blaster. "Less limits than Smile Game Builder? It would be great if there were less limits this time. The ability to use any kind of texture size, no memory limit, and using high-quality 3D model without being forced to reduce polygon would be the best feature. Please understand the force limits in SGB were very frustrating to some." Smileboom says, "Detailed graphics specifications will be released at a later date, but there are a few restrictions on polygons, bones, etc. as in Smile Game Builder. Also, 3 types of textures can be used: albedo map, normal map, and mask map." That is amazing, that we can use the different types of textures. Looks like we'll have a little bit more access to materials. It is understandable to me that we have a limit on polygons and bones and so on. Something tells me that it's going to be a much higher limit than what was in Smile Game Builder, but there's no guaranteed answer right now. We'll just have to wait and see. Probably the most important question of all: why is this thing called Bakin? There's been a lot of jokes in the English-speaking community about baking, making an RPG. It comes out of the oven. That's brilliant in and of itself, but there's a reason for this naming convention. The Bakin in RPG developer Bakin is taken from the name of a writer named Kyokutei Bakin, who was active in Japan in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. His masterpiece is Nanso Satomi Hakkenden, the greatest full-length novel of adventure in the history of Japanese literature. The story is a tale of 8 swordsmen, or the Hakkenshi, each of whom has a Chinese character of dog in their surname, who gather and fight together guided by the cause of the 8 jade compounds they possess. It is a masterpiece that combines a wealth of exciting ideas with skillful composition and is famous for being the inspiration for numerous Japanese manga and anime. You probably heard of some of the Hakenden anime. I know that I've heard of a few. I've never seen any myself, but just reading the description makes me want to go check them out. We named it RPG developer Bakin with the hope that it will be a tool that will enable everyone to create wonderful stories like Bakin's in the form of games. We would like to improve this tool with your feedback in the future. Just another reminder on that point, it is very important if you want to see new features in this tool to interface with the developers through the Steam page, or you can come to the official Smile Game Builder and RPG developer Bakin Discord and chat with all of us there. I'm very active there myself, for better or for worse. What do you think? What kind of features would you like to see? What kind of burning questions do you have about this engine that haven't been asked already? Be active on the Steam discussions page. Maybe your question and its answer will appear in a future video right here on the channel. And that's it. I just wanted to read off the questions and answers that have been revealed about this exciting new software for now, and I will see you in the next video. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Until next time, bye for now.